The Bank for International Settlements, Structure, Secrecy, and Sovereignty in Global Finance. 1. The BIS governing structure and the nature of its convenings. The Bank for International Settlements, BIS, headquartered in Basel, Switzerland, functions as the central bank for central banks. Every 2 months, its Economic Consultative Committee, ECC, convenes a private meeting of 18 central bankers, virtually all men, representing major global economies. This confidential forum allows unrestricted dialogue among national financial authorities. Although nominally informal, decisions made over dinner are understood to influence formal monetary policy outcomes. High-level security, state-like diplomatic privileges, and strategic silence define the BIS environment. These meetings, hosted in a highly secure tower designed by Herzog and de Meuron, offer a blend of discretion and exclusivity. Attendees, such as the chair of the U.S. Federal Reserve, ECB, and Bank of China, operate under conditions free from public scrutiny, despite the global implications of their policymaking. 2. Informal norms, diplomatic immunity, and governance dynamics. The BIS's legal and institutional architecture extends diplomatic protections to its personnel and guests. It operates under an international treaty and benefits from a 1987 agreement with Switzerland, which grants it the same immunity as the United Nations. The BIS can conduct encrypted communications and send diplomatic pouches, while its employees are exempt from Swiss taxes. Senior officials enjoy protections akin to diplomatic envoys. They cannot be searched without compelling evidence of criminality, and their documents are inviolable. Board members are immune from legal accountability for acts carried out during their term. The institution's immunity, coupled with self-financing from central bank clients, insulates it from national legislative or judicial review. These conditions ensure that while BIS discussions shape global financial policy, they remain veiled from public accountability or oversight. 3. The BIS is global economic arbiter and Eurozone architect. The BIS is a supranational body whose historical role in European financial integration is significant. It hosted the European Payments Union in the 1950s, coordinated monetary policy among European Economic Community members in the 1960s, and developed mechanisms like the Snake and the Delors Committee's recommendations that led to the euro. It also midwifed the European Monetary Institute, predecessor to the European Central Bank. This deep institutional involvement positions the BIS as an architect of transnational finance. During the global financial crisis and Eurozone debt crisis, its committees, including the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, played essential roles in shaping capital adequacy frameworks. While the BIS asserts it lacks regulatory authority, its consensus-based standards often translate into binding national policies. It wields substantial influence, not through statutory enforcement, but through technocratic legitimacy and moral suasion. 4. The BIS's opacity and challenges to democratic accountability. Although the BIS publishes statistical analyses and macroeconomic reports, its most consequential activities, the ECC and Global Economy Meeting, GEM, remain closed-door affairs. No official transcripts or attendance records are made available. Unlike other international institutions, the BIS does not engage with the public or submit to oversight by democratic legislatures. Despite holding 119 metric tons of gold and being the 30th largest gold reserve holder globally, BIS proceedings are insulated from journalistic inquiry. Even membership is selectively granted. Major economies such as Nigeria and Pakistan are excluded. The institution's strategic use of opacity shields it from public discourse, making it largely invisible in the narratives of anti-globalization movements. It has become a paradigmatic example of financial technocracy, an elite institution whose actions have profound public consequences but elude democratic scrutiny. 5. Legacy, technocracy, and the contemporary crisis of legitimacy. The BIS's origins trace back to 1930, ostensibly to facilitate German reparations under the Young Plan. Yet from inception, its mission expanded to protect and advance central banking autonomy. It has endured global wars, ideological divides, and economic upheavals. Founding figures like Hjalmar Schacht and Montague Norman envisioned the BIS as an untouchable citadel of finance, independent of democratic constraints. Throughout its history, the BIS has reinforced neoliberal orthodoxy, emphasizing austerity, fiscal conservatism, and supranational governance. As the world now faces intensified inequality, economic precarity, and political instability, the BIS stands as a central, but unaccountable, node in the global financial architecture. Its continued influence raises essential questions about transparency, sovereignty, and the balance of power in monetary governance. As calls for democratic oversight over global institutions grow, the BIS may find its long-cultivated invisibility increasingly difficult to maintain.